for those that are listening that are like, "Oh, yeah, I've tried it all. Here's another conversation around weight loss," or, "Yeah, but I'm in the midst," like, that many women will say, "Yeah, I figured it out, I dialed it in, and then perimenopause and menopause hit, and everything changed, and all the things that I had been doing no longer worked," and women will say, "I'm exercising every day, I'm eating great food, I've had all my labs tested, and now there's that big change." Would you just right up front speak to that woman that's listening?
Yes, because that actually happened to me and nobody could explain it. Everyone, I went to see my doctor and I said, "What's going on?" The thing is, because I was so healthy, when I started gaining weight and I had like very low stress in my life, I was sleeping 7 to 8 hours. So I was doing all the things that people say you're supposed to do. And I've been doing that for years because that's part of who I am now. I'm just overall healthy. But I started gaining weight and I started gaining it in my midsection. It also started coming all over my body, but my midsection started to get very bloated looking. And I didn't know what was happening. And so I've done a lot of research and I've actually overcome it. I've actually lost that bloat completely and gone back to where I was before, I never actually thought that would be possible when I was going through it. But the main thing I want to share is that this is not your fault. You are not doing anything wrong if you're in perimenopause or postmenopause and you're experiencing a change in your body. It's not that you're not working hard enough, that you're not eating little enough. It's not that you are sleeping too little, though maybe some of these things contribute to it, but it actually our body has shifted. And there's so many studies that show that when our estrogen declines, that's a protective hormone, as we know. But one of the things it protects us against is inflammation. And so when our estrogen goes down, starting in perimenopause, then our body releases what's called as cytokines. They're inflammatory molecules that are released. And when they're released, they are creating this inflammation that estrogen used to protect us from. And so no matter how little we eat, no matter how healthy we eat, to a point, there's going to be some things I'm going to share today that actually make a big difference. It's a different kind of healthy eating. And no matter how much we exercise, it's not that we're working on fat anymore. Fat may be part of the equation, but it's inflammation that has absolutely changed in midlife. And so it's really addressing that inflammation while, depending on where you are in your own, in your own body, continuing to work on making sure that you're not storing more fat and perhaps burning fat, but adding in that inflammation aspect. And it's not that you are doing something wrong as a woman in midlife, your body's changing.